Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'll be going over my list for the qualifier. This is the exact breach list that I played for the timeless qualifier weekend, and I know it's like a week later when I'm posting this. I've just gotten busy, but also I wanted to combine this video with some thoughts on potential Duskmourne cards for the deck, and there's two I want to talk about, so I'll also mention that after I do this deck tech, and I thought that like my general philosophy for this list was pretty good, and the sideboard tech for show and tell especially, I liked where I ended up with it. I didn't end up doing too well. I got knocked out at 4 wins by the mirror, actually, by Jupiter Brando, who ended up making day 2 with the deck. I just kind of ran not the best. My games were pretty miserable. I did record them, but I don't really feel like posting them since it was just a lot of like one-sided. One player just gets completely mana screwed or something. Me or my opponent, and the rest was just like someone killing the other on turn 3 in like the show and tell matchups. So it was not the most interesting gameplay, but I got some gems, I guess. So yeah, this is the list that I ended up playing, and there's some things I'm sure that are sticking out to you just looking at this. So I want to mention, first of all, this is definitely standing out. Main deck Thoracle and main deck Reanimate. So the Reanimate Thoracle package is to be able to kill through Veil of Summer, One Ring, Leyline Sanctity, etc. in game 1. Now, I'm running Reanimate over Unearth, but basically you need one of these kinds of effects. So you can full combo by using Reanimate to get back DRCs with black mana, so you're not choked on red. You can still get back DRCs. This will let you go fully infinite when you're comboing with Breach. It'll let you go positive on a lot of the lines if you have 1, and it's super easy to go positive when you have 2 in play. And Reanimate itself, also you can Reanimate Stitches of Fire instead of casting it, which is an extra card or 2 milled. So that part is makes it pretty easy to just go through your whole deck. And I'm running Reanimate over Unearth because it's just more flexible. In game 1, you might end up thought seizing an Attracts, or they mill it over with Surveil Land, or they end up like Legend Ruling it for some reason, or your opponent plays like an Ajani that plays off in combat and you just want blockers. Like there's it comes up a fair bit that you can reanimate one of your opponent's creatures, and the life loss is not the most relevant I found. That and the cycling don't really make up for the fact that Unearth is a little less flexible, so I prefer reanimate when it's in the main. But yeah, that being said, the Manic Thoracle is super awkward to draw, but was just way too helpful, and I was missing it a ton when I didn't have it in the main, so I decided to add it because Show and Tell is playing main deck Veils, which is really hard to beat, and there's also like other fringe decks playing stuff like One Ring, Shift and Tell. Some Show and Tell lists are on main deck Sanctity. Leyline of Sanctity helps against Belcher with Leyline of Sanctity, and Necro decks. And it's just given that it completely swings game 1 against Show and Tell, the the couple percentage points you lose when you sometimes draw Thoracle is way worth the 50% of games this swings against Show and Tell, something like that. Like I suppose it like doubles the amount of games you actually win, because like half the time you'll have the Veil and you'll just kind of instantly lose to it. So yeah, well worth it, I found, when there's a lot of Show and Tell in the meta. Not sure what ladder meta looks like right now, to be honest, since I haven't been playing much Timeless, but it's probably worth it, I would assume. And then main deck stayed pretty similar. I went down to 1 Thoughtseize because of all the Manic Veils in the 1 matchup. You do want it, but being able to Thoughtseize Thoracle from your hand when you draw it accidentally, so you can then go and reanimate it, is pretty important. So you really can't go below 1 in the main deck. And then for removal spells, kind of everything else stock. When shifting within the mana base, I'm not sure if this was public or not, but this card's just completely messed up. Getting to copy a Breach in the graveyard uncounterably is insane against Dimir control, and helps you with some redundancy in other matchups as well. I had a game that I won in the qualifier play-in where, yeah, I guess it was in my deck for the qualifier play-in. So you already know about this, but because this card's really just nuts. I had a game where I just got like all my stuff griefed, and I could just shifting within a Breach, and they couldn't do anything about it against the Black-White Scam deck, so that was very nice. And then in the sideboard, Titan of Industry is definitely like the odd one out here. So what's going on with Titan of Industry, you might be thinking. And this is kind of like one of those things where I just tried out just for funsies. Like I wasn't really expecting it to be good, but then as it turns out, it's actually really good. So the idea with Titan of Industry is, yes, you lose Luris in the show and tell matchup, which is where you bring it in. but Lurrus isn't even important in that matchup anyway. It's rare that you have enough time to bring Lurrus to hand and get it into play and have it be doing something meaningful. So, Titan Ministry replacing it, not that huge a cost. Honestly, the biggest issue is that your opponent can see that you're not running Lurrus anymore, and they might be worried about something that might be playing around it. But oftentimes, if it's already like past sideboarding and they see no Lurrus, it's going to be too late for them to make adjustments, and they might be playing around like Blood Moon or something like that. Which I did try Blood Moon since I'm already giving up Lurrus, but it just didn't feel worth it. Partially because of Lorraine revealed fixing their mana, partially because it's just too slow, partially because it just gets abrupt decayed. Anyway, Titan Ministry, the idea with it is your opponent goes show and tell, puts an Omni, you put in Titan Ministry, blow up their Omni, 11 power in play, and you can kill them in 1 or 2 attacks. Even if you spent a bunch of resources like tutoring for Titan instead of a Breach or whatever, it's still a self-contained win condition that should set them pretty far back. And you might be thinking, well, yeah, sure, that's like not the first time Titan Ministry or like a similar card, Leyline Binding, whatever, Rex Sage has been used in this way against show and tell, so what's new here? And the reason I think this is so good right now before people know about it is that the show and tell players will be boarding out their Born Upon the Wind, so they just simply won't have a way to beat this. Now, there are builds running the blue-black MDFC from MH3, which lets you tutor up a creature with flash or an instant, and running like one of Hullbreaker Horror, which gives them outs to this, in that they can get like a pretty good board state even if their Omni gets blown up, so you need to try to like win the following turn or you'll just fall really far behind to the Hullbreaker Horror. But I haven't honestly seen that be very popular. If it does become more popular, then it's probably worth a meaningless plan. But I think regardless, once Titan Ministry becomes known and show and tell players are keeping in 1 or more Born Upon the Winds post board, it's no longer worth it because giving Lurrus is a cost. And when you're putting Titan Ministry into the deck, a lot of the time you're just going, I'm just going to tutor for this on 2 and just kind of shut my eyes and hope it works. And if it's unreliable, if you can't shut your eyes and hope it works, you're often going to have to be like tutoring Breach instead so you can guarantee a win the next turn or whatever. And so that makes it just like not really even worth having, in my opinion. But you know, I had like a lot of games where I just go tutor for Titan or just have it in hand naturally. My opponent just slams the show and tell, puts an Omni, and just gets completely blown out because I had no idea this was coming. I had this happen a lot in the qualifier. I was also leading up to it testing. I was seeking out people that didn't know about this and playing a game and seeing if they would play into it, and a lot of times they did. So I was like, actually, this might be good because the whole idea is that I'm playing against someone in the qualifier that doesn't know that I've got this coming, and so I want to see if people will, keep in boards even if they don't expect it. And I think the general consensus was they don't. So this works, and it won me a lot of games against Breach. I think I went like 2-1 in the qualifier against Breach, losing. My one loss was to a more controlling version with Mana Drains, which definitely felt like a much harder matchup. But the normal show and tell variants, which is what I was teched for, I actually crushed. I think it was an actively good matchup, is what it ended up being. And then I've also got a bunch more hate for show and tell, so I've got 2 Vexing Bauble and our 1 Roiling Vortex, 3 Vexing Bauble total and 1 Roiling Vortex. I always diversify with a Singleton Vortex over the 4th Bauble, just because if you have multiple Baubles and they have 1 Veil of Summer, it really doesn't matter. Having the Roiling Vortex means they also need to find Abrupt Decay or like just putting tracks into place. So I found that to be helpful, especially since you're going like, okay, putting a Vexing Bauble on 1 and then on 2 I can tutor a Vortex, so I'll have 2 hate pieces if they go for a show and tell. That kind of thing. But Bauble is still overall a better card because it's better with DRC and it's better because it's just cheaper, which is why I'm on the 3-1 split. 2 Abrupt Decay for answering hate pieces. 2 Culling Ritual. I found this card to be just completely nuts against energy. 1 Surgical Extraction. Just Graveyard Hate that you can tutor for is nice. There's not many Graveyard decks in the meta, so I don't think running more Graveyard Hate in general is worth it, but like it's nice in the mirror and stuff like that. 2 Veil of Summer. I was actually bringing one of these against show and tell in some cases, so I could stop Abrupt Decays on my hate pieces. But that's kind of it's more of a card for like Demir Frog. It's very good there. I could absolutely see going up to a 3rd over something. And then 1 Disruptor Flute. Good against like a lot of random decks, Belcher or stuff like that. Just hit tab. And also I was putting this against show and tell since it can just kind of time walk them a couple times by you naming show and tell, or they can go show and tell. And sometimes like weird cases where you've it doesn't really make sense to name the show and tell, but then you can like name dig through time or something and mess them up that way. But mostly it's just for naming show and tell, and then in other matchups it can be good as well. Necro is actually a big one. Though it is worse than Needle there for the most part. You can flash it in response to the Necro, and then they lock themselves out, which is cute. But um, not being able to play on turn 1 means that on the draw it's just gonna be way too slow, and even on the play sometimes. But Titan Mystery, and then Boseiju. Want to Boseiju. I board out Shifting Woodland and replace it with Boseiju, and I do want Boseiju since you really don't want too many green lands unless you're willing to run 22 lands post board, which you can do. But generally, like, Boseiju is helpful against Show and Tell, kind of for the same reason Titan Industry is. You can put like a Stitch Supplier or a Bowmasters or whatever in, have that trigger go on the stack, and then Boseiju the Omni. It also hits hate pieces. It's a tutorable way to stop stuff like Land on that Void. Just having one of those is nice, because right now I've only got Abrupt Decay to beat hate, aside from that, which does miss some things. So having the one of Boseiju has been nice. And yeah, that's the deck. So I really think that the Titan Ministry plan just worked. Like, it was pretty solid. I really felt that like my testing paid off, because Show and Tell was like a really bad matchup before this, and now it actually ended up being pretty good. But I ended up just taking losses to like Dimir Frog and kind of getting variance in a couple of matchups, which was disappointing, but it is what it is. The deck did have decent results. I think a couple of people made day 2. A lot of people won the best of 1 qualifier I saw with the deck, so I'm happy with where I ended up with it. And yeah, now let's move on to the cards I want to talk about from Bloomburrow, or not Blue, Duskmourne, which is really only 2 cards. All right, so the first card I want to talk about is Sacrifice, and I don't think it has much potential, but I have had a lot of people reaching out to me. Omri, what do you think about this in Breach? Omri, can't wait. What do you think of with Sacrifice and Timeless? Like, it struck a lot of people as a card that I would like, even before I had actually seen it in the spoiler. And I do agree, but I don't think it's actually going to be that good in Breach. And let me explain why. You simply do not have good creature sacrifice. Like, that's just all it boils down to, is sacrificing a Stitcher Supplier. It's just literally like 0 mana sacrifice this. Like, that's just, you get your 1 mana back, but all you did is sacrifice the Supplier, which doesn't unlock new lines, because if you go Sacrifice plus Supplier, that's 2 spells cast, 6 cards milled, 1 mana spent. That's negative. You do end up a little ahead on storm count, but it's just not worth having. Sacrificing Bowmasters, yeah, you can generate like plus 1 mana, but to everyone who's excited to see this in Breach, unfortunately, I just do not think it works. However, I do think Sacrifices has a ton of potential in Jetstorm, or not Jetstorm. Well, it does have some potential in Jetstorm because Necroponic deck, but in specifically Necrostorm with the Besiege Lemur, like that whole variant where you're just Besiege Tendrils, just trying to get Necro on turn 1, and then you're like 95% to win from there or something like that, once you are able to achieve that. So I think in that combo deck, it's actually really, really strong, because just having another way to get a Necro in play on turn 1, and I'm mostly referring to being able to evoke Grief and then sack it for 4 mana. That, I think, is going to be incredibly powerful. Being able to unlock a mana from a Shambling Ghast is nice and all, but having just another like Build Your Own Dark Ritual is going to be huge for the deck, I expect. So be sure to be on the lookout for some content on that deck, because I'm definitely going to be trying that out, and I expect it to be really strong. But Sacrifice and Breach, not quite. There is one card I am excited for Breach specifically, though, and that is Noxious Revival. And Noxious Revival is a fun little card. Cards with Phyrexian mana tend to be pretty good. This is one of the tamer ones. We've got that and Surgical Extraction now. No Git Probe, unfortunately. I don't think that one's really going to fly. But what Noxious Revival does is that it can fizzle a Surgical Extraction. Now, you might have been expecting me to say, like, oh, it's so great because you can put a Breach back on top of your deck and stuff like that. Yeah, it's going to be a good sideboard card because, in part, it's a solid card of the deck. It's a free spell for DRC. You can enable Delirium and mill cards, and you can put a Breach back on top or whatever you're missing. That part's nice and all, but what this does is it's a way to fill your opponent's Surgical Extraction by removing the card from your graveyard without it being a somewhat unplayable card, like Surgicaling your own thing would be. Is like you really want to be boarding against Surgical for your opponent's surgicals, because you're still exiling the one card from your graveyard, so that can be really awkward if you only got one Dark Ritual or whatever. And, it's just gonna be like a dead card when they don't have it. What Noxus Revival does is it's a decent card. Not a card that I would really want to run outside of the case where you can stop your opponent's surgical, but like I wouldn't want to main deck this card, I don't think. I don't expect it to be quite good enough on its own, because it's really only going to be doing something good when you've milled over a breach and you don't have another one in hand. It's kind of marginal. But being able to fizzle your opponent's surgical extraction with a playable card is really huge. I expect this to be pretty strong. Show up in the sideboard as maybe even a 2 to 3 of. We'll see. A lot of people have been playing surgicals recently in Timeless, so having like a proper out for that is really nice. Ground Seal just wasn't quite cutting it, being really awkward with our reanimate Thoracle plan against certain decks. You really wanted to have that going, which made Ground Seal a lot worse. Like, it was cute against Shift and Tell because I wouldn't be able to target their stuff in the graveyard with their Shifting Woodland, but then it means you lose to Veil of Summers. That was great. And then outside of it, like against Mardu Energy or whatever, like you're often casting Calling Ritual anyway, so I'd be blowing it up, and then they can Surgical. It's just too slow as well, kind of awkward. So I wasn't too impressed by it, but I think that Nox Survival could be a version of that that's actually good, so I'm really excited for that, because Surgical is, I would say, like by far the best hate card against this deck. Being able to just Surgical a Dark Ritual or Breach and just say, nope, no more combo for you, way more difficult to beat than like a Hearse, which you can Abrupt Decay or whatever. So yeah, those are the two cards from Duskmourne. I didn't really see anything else that piqued my interest, to be honest. Maybe like the new like Mortality Spear thing, where if you got Delirium, it's like 2 mana blow up a permanent, but I don't really see that being better than Abrupt Decay anyway, because your opponent oftentimes they're going to be trying to kill like a Hearse or something like that, and so they can just keep you up Delirium and make it more expensive, which makes it a lot worse. So yeah, that'll do it for the intro. Just really quick, I gotta plug my Patreon. Make sure to check it out, link in the description. I've got content for Duskmourne coming soon, and it's also just a great way to support me if you like my content. Also, join my Discord, link in the description, and like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Alright, let's get into the games. Alright, welcome to match number 1. I had to postpone recording by a couple days because Arena randomly just stopped working at all, but that's alright. So, the Oracle in hand is obviously suboptimal, but other than that, this hand is okay. Against a Luris deck, that's probably Energy. I'm kind of tempted to keep this. I have a bunch of self-mill, and once I find Green Source, Rumble will help at finding a Breach. So it looks like this is Dimir, in fact. Dimir Control. Just an interesting matchup in general. I'm gonna fire off the Bauble. And I'm actually just gonna fire it up on myself, I think. So I want to do it now because of Bowmasters, and I don't have a DRC anymore, so that's not consideration. And yeah, I'm just going to... I guess I shouldn't have bubbled myself, because if I wanted the card on top, I would just play Rock Theater and keep. If I didn't want, I was thinking I could play Citrus Supply and mill it, but I'm thinking I might just be better off playing Rock Theater and battling it away anyway. Yeah, so I guess that was... I missed out on a bit of information, but that's alright. Oh, no, this is Orzhov. Wait, what? This isn't Orzhov scam because of Luris. Is this Auras? Like, what's the gimmick here? Alright, opponent's just passing. Sure. Well, I'll go ahead and play Stitchers. Wouldn't be surprised if it died to a Bowmasters or a Solitude or a Swords to Plowshares, or, well, not Solitude, but Swords to Plowshares. Something. Which does make this intent worse, but I don't really feel like waiting till turn 3 to play it and then intent, because I'm assuming my opponent could have like hand disruption and stuff like that, could remove it in response to the trigger anyway, and I don't mind get the mailing going. I can always just put Lures to hand to spend my mana. And I'm not under too much pressure, so I have time to find a Breach. I really would like a Green Source for this Rumble. I'm approaching the territory where if I draw a Green Source, I'm probably just going Ritual into Rumble, because if I find a Breach off it, I want to be able to cast the Breach and go off right away. And then, generally in that kind of scenario, the worst case scenario is bringing Lures to hand, and that scenario just arose, so that's nice. I'm very confident in my ability to combo from here, given that I have Dark Ritual and Intent in hand, and I'll be casting them Malevolent Rumble, so that shouldn't be an issue at all whatsoever. Go for the Ritual, and this means that I get to keep a red up after I Rumble. Well, also have enough mana to start the combo afterwards. Am I getting reprieved or something? Okay, no. Yeah, alright, so I'm just gonna grab the Breach. I'm not sure what they could have. Taking the Shift in Woodland is, like, safer on some level. Do I have multiple Ritual? No. Taking the Woodland is on some level safer because I can play it and then have a Breach that they can't interact with as easily, theoretically. But on the other hand, I don't really want to give them more time. I don't know what I'm supposed to expect from them, but I feel like this is likely to just be good enough. No need to get super fancy. Yeah, I honestly don't know what they could have to stop me here. I'm just gonna Ritual one more time, and then I'm gonna go ahead and cast the Diabolic Intent. I don't think I'm at enough Storm to get the Tendrils right away. Definitely not for it to be lethal. I'm wondering if it's like enough Storm where I just go like Ritual. I don't think it is. I think I probably want to do the loop once more. Oh no, actually it's at 7. Oh, I guess since I did cast the Ritual into Rumble, Storm count's actually decently high. So yeah, I'm just gonna go Ritual a bunch of times. It's really tanking. I mean, I want to play around like a little life gain. I don't know exactly what they could have, but I don't want to like randomly lose to Swordsman and Bowmasters kind of thing, you know? Like I've got 20 right now. I mean, I don't even know what they could have. Do you know that they're kind of just waiting things out? I think, yeah, I think what I'll do is like maximum safety. I'll have a Stitchers. I will Diabolic Intent for Breach so I can restart if needed. Well, I'll just cast the Tendrils, and then if needed, I can cast a Diabolic Intent or Ritual into Tendrils again from the graveyard. Diabolic Intent, like getting a second Breach so I can go off next turn. But yeah, I mean, I like should be good enough. I really don't know what they could have. You need to somehow gain like 4 life, and that wouldn't even be enough because I have enough cards in graveyard for Ritual and Tendrils. Yeah, forget the little Scion making me a mana. Alright, yep, good enough. Okay, so they didn't have anything. They were just taking their sweet time. I guess like on some level you want to see your opponent's decks. I think it's fine not to scoop to the Breach combo, but holding priority is kind of annoying. Maybe they were looking for an opportunity to like Swords of Stitcher Supplier and never found it. Alright, so we definitely want Veils against this. I think I'm fine with shifting Woodland. I'll bring in Abrupt Decays. Am I expecting Leyline of the Void? Not really. Well, because of Luris, so definitely not. So I'm just going to bring in the 2 Abrupt Decays. And then I could bring in a Culling Ritual. Oh god, I hate this bug so much. I just don't even know what they're doing. I'm definitely trimming Thoracle, definitely trimming Reanimate. Going to like a Stitchers and an Intent if they're going to be like playing a longer game, maybe like a Fatal Push, and then I'll board in 1 of Culling Ritual in case they put in like a bunch of Deafening Silences or something. I don't even... Maybe this is Mardu Energy with just abysmal mana. Yeah, I don't know. I'll just run it back, I guess. Maybe I'm not supposed to be running Thoughtseize. Could see that being wrong. Either way, though, we'll get some more info game 2. We can adjust game 3 if needed. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and keep this. So I can get a Surveil land. Probably gotta be red-black. Could be red-green. This hand is pretty good if I hit my second land. I have Veil of Summer as protection for Thoughtseize, though, and the draw is a lot worse, of course. But I have like Rumble and DT and Abrupt Decay, so I have a lot of my bases covered here. Thoughtseize Bug, not my favorite in this exact position, though. I'll stop right. So it is an aggressive deck, so I was right about bringing in the one of Calling Ritual, I suppose. Now I'm definitely getting Rakdos since I want to Bowmasters it on 2 if I find any land. That's perfect. I guess punished for not getting red green, but that's all right. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and pass. So now, my opponent, they just they scoop it up. All right, could be my hand. I was gonna say I'm gonna Bowmasters, and then what I could do is I could DT for a fetch land and step get Surveil, but also have Veil of Summer up for protection. Yeah, I guess this was just like some sort of Orzhov, maybe, I guess, maybe Mardu energy that just had terrible mana in game 1. Swamp Thoughtseize, you assume it's Stim here, but I guess I was wrong. That's alright though, I'll see you in match number 2. Alright, bit of a strange hand here, not gonna lie. Against a Giganta deck. What is Giganta? Like Jund mid-range, but that hasn't been a thing for like 6 months. I mean, honestly, kinda don't mind this. It's got like Breach, it's got Shifting Woodland for redundancy if it gets discarded, it's got Dark Ritual. Not missing much, right? Right? I mean, I'm just super on the lookout for any sort of self-mill. Citrus Papyrus is probably my best draw here. DRC is great. I would keep a Bauble just because it puts stuff in the graveyard. Well, I suppose milling a Bauble off the Surveil is kind of the same. Alright, I guess I should have realized that. This is just energy with Blage and Fable, which should be a better matchup. I honestly just don't want Bowmasters, I think. If they have that on turn 1 Ocelot, sure, but I don't think it's going to be doing much for me here. Oh, that's nice. That's very, very good. Killing the turn 1 Guide of Souls is like a double time walk or something. Like, the amount of time it buys to not just get steamrolled by Guide of Souls getting pumped up to 3-on-2. Obviously, they didn't have like the best Guide of Souls draw ever. But, oh, okay. Punished, I guess. I don't know. I don't really... Yeah. Okay. Hold on a second. Okay, this is really dumb. But 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Lurrus. So cast all of my rituals, Lurrus Bowmasters? Like, is it crazy? How crazy is it? It buys me some time. Yeah, I honestly think I'm gonna do that. Screw it. These rituals in hand aren't like actually accomplishing a ton. I guess the first one is decent, but like the next two. And not letting the Ocelot pot get going. This also means that they just kind of really want to kill the Lurrus right away. And I have this Shifting Woodlands to get some value with Lurrus if I need to. Galvanic Discharge. Yeah, okay, the God of Souls is flying. Like, the thing is, if I don't do that, they just, like, play any creature, pump up the Ocelot, move to combat. So this is bad for me, but imagine if I don't kill the Ocelot, then I guess they're one-off City's Blessing. Yeah, I would be in a rough spot, basically. I'm just gonna bubble them. They don't have Bowmasters, so there's nothing to be worried about. Alright, well. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, wait, I was literally... Yes. Yeah, I was talking about how getting Lurrus in the Graveyard was good with Shifting Woodland. I didn't expect it to pay off so quickly, but oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, with some extra cards, like maybe I'm able to kill my opponent next turn. I am gonna die pretty soon here, not gonna lie, so... yeah, that's... It's gonna be a lot of damage. Oh my. No City's Blessing, at least. That much is... a big relief. Whoa. Really? So I could block here. What happens? I take 7. And then they flip it and 0. And then I die to like any red from next turn, kind of. Or they could tick up. I mean, ticking up is obviously terrible. I think what I'm gonna be forced to do is just go breach and then like fatal push, go masters. I don't know, I wouldn't be able to. Honestly, just like saves me a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wouldn't get them to City's Blessing. Makes no, but I want to be able to draw Diabolic Intent. I think that is relevant. Make it a 1/1. Oh my god. Okay. Do I have it? My guess is no. Right? Because I go breach, ritual, diabolic intent. Yeah, that's not even particularly close. So what I'm gonna have to do is, I think, go like, uh, I need to fatal push, and then I can cast one thing, and then I won't need to chump next turn. I need to bobble them, I think. So it's the top of their deck. If I okay, just a land. Yeah, so I do this, and then I fatal push Guide of Souls. So 3 random cards. And then I don't think I can ritual into Lurrus. Yeah, that doesn't work. I can't really ritual into anything. So I will play Bauble, exiling these. No, I need shifting woodland. I can go like that. You creature in the graveyard? I suppose I want it to be Lurrus. Bauble you again. And pass. Really awkward. Oh, Fatal Push is very good. Maybe I could actually live a little longer here, even. Not attacking with a Johnny? Okay, we are attacking with Johnny. Good. So, yeah, I can kill a Johnny. Trade. I'm not close enough to comboing where I can afford to not trade. Oh, Stitch Supplier. That's actually... Okay, Stitch Supplier is actually not bad. Hold on. So I'm gonna bobble. Do I want to bobble myself? No, I have to bobble my opponent. I want to see if I'm dying or not. No, it's a 1 ring. Which... Catching on. Doing the modern thing. Game 1, I can... Oh, I can't beat it because I'm on Reanimate. So I get to Time Walk me next turn. But they won't be doing anything. So what I play Stitchers. I can intent for a removal spell for Ocelot. Or I can intent for Dark Ritual. No, I can't do that because then I die. The alternative is chumping. It have to be Lightning Bolt. They play Ring, they draw. Take 3, go to 1. Untap. Really. Not my favorite. God, that's actually like really awkward. Oh wow, that's insane. That's so good. It's 1 life short of being good enough is funny. Cause well, I guess probably more than that, but I'll be on 2, so I can't reanimate the Oracle is the issue to beat the 1 ring. 1 Earth would have been good here for sure. I suppose I could reanimate at 1 life their Guide of Souls. Hmm. Oh no, but Given that I have Shifting Woodland, I can actually afford to not full combo here. So I Shifting Woodland. Oh, I could Shifting. No, Shifting Woodland doesn't work. I copy Breach. Give myself black. Don't care. Go Ritual. Stitcher Supplier. Exile. Bobble. Breach. Don't need 2 of those. Breach. Don't need 3 of those. What's the plan from here? Could just Bowmasters. Or I could Ritual. Go up to 4 Luris. Ritual. Stitchers. Bowmasters? Okay, I have enough cards for that? So I go to 6, then 3, then 5, then 2. No, I don't. Okay. So I think I just Bowmasters. I guess I don't need Fumble, Fatal Push, and use so much time. I guess I don't need a second Stitchers. I don't know. I'll kill their creature since I can always wreck the entire thing. Anyway, do I want to bobble? No. More cards engraver is going to be helpful. Alright, so I'm dead to Lightning Bolt, Flage, Guide of Souls, basically. No longer dead to Guide of Souls. Actually no, still dead to Guide of Souls. If they have another creature because of Rainer of Glory. I wonder if it's worth trying to like Ritual Fatal Push the... Oh my god. Okay. Do I have a Breach still in deck? Okay. So I think this is fine. Oh, maybe it's not. I don't have enough cards. Okay, so pause. Land. So attack for 5. Put them to 17, so I would need... Then I can go Intent, Breach, Ritual, 3. I have enough cards in graveyard where this works. I don't have enough time to think. Oh, this deck is so hard to play. Thank god I didn't mill a Breach there, not gonna lie. I don't think I could have played around that though. Auto tapper, don't cook me, nice. So Ritual. So this is Storm Count 3. Ritual again, Storm Count 4. Delirium no longer matters. Bolt, I don't know. Storm Count 4. I think this works. Do these 3. Mill 3. Do those 3. Intent. And then, yeah. Relies on me not milling tendrils, actually. Okay. Dodged it. Maybe I was wrong. I wonder if there's a way I could do that without being vulnerable to... Oh my god. I wasn't paying attention, dude. No. Oh my god. Okay, now I don't have any breaches in the deck. Ay. Threw that one completely. I meant to cast that Diabolic Intent, but I was too busy yapping. I cast the Ritual, didn't leave myself enough cards in graveyard side. Did I miscount? I was on 6 mana. Yeah, no, I was on 4 mana. Diabolic Intent, sack the Stitchers, exile 3, get Tendrils. Yeah, I would have won. Okay, so just fully punted the game. That's fine though. Bring in some removal. Cut for Beseiju, and hope they don't have surgicals. Don't need Thoughtseize, don't need Historical, don't need Reanimate, and don't need a Malevolent Rumble, I guess. Yeah. think that's gonna be alright. Ay, 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 ay. That was extremely suboptimal. Yeah, that's right. Though. Let's see if he can rally back. Yeah, I mean, I'll keep this. I'll lead on Bloodstainmire if they. Oh, I shouldn't have led on Bloodstainmire actually. So I was gonna say I'll fetch a swamp if they play something worth killing, and then I'll fetch a Surveillant if they don't. But I want to be able to fetch a swamp because of Deafening Silence, or not because of Deafening Silence, because of Blood Moon. And now I wouldn't be able to do that, so I actually just can't sack this fetch. Okay, I'll bobble myself. Dark Ritual. I do want a Ritual. Kind of want to mill it. Yeah, actually. Milling Ritual works nice, because it ends up in my graveyard, but I don't actually need it in hand right now. That works. And yeah, I'll, want to fetch a swamp. Because of Blood Moon. Oh, please get cooked. Please hit a 3-drop. No! Oh, dude. Oh my god. Okay, okay. Bowmasters means this isn't going to be an unbeatable amount of pressure, at least. Gonna kill it, and then, yeah, next turn I can Bowmasters kill the Amp Raptor or block down the cat. So I'm still gonna have some time here. I need to find Culling Ritual or Abrupt Decay and a Breach, and then I win. This is the end game. Yeah, I mean, I'll just pass, I guess. I'm not really worried about Blood Moon anymore, even though playing it would be awkward to my Lurus because it would shut down their Blade, shut down their Arena Guard. I don't think they're gonna do that. Well, that's... So I could just eat my 4, not do anything, and then... No, that's terrible. Let's kill the cat now. And then... Now the second Bowmasters will just kill the Amp Raptor. I don't know, I could have killed the Amp Raptor and let the cat go through. Maybe that would have been better. Because then I would be able to untap. Well, then I have 2 cats, so I can't really attack a Johnny, and I do want to... Can't let him die. Yeah, that would be awkward for me as well, to be fair. I'm gonna mumble. There goes the Culling Ritual. That's unfortunate. I want another Stitchers. What does Stitchers even do for me? Like, aside from block. But I don't need another land, so I guess I'll take it. I could just Bowmasters the cat now, and they can't flip a Johnny. It's a possibility. I don't love it. Well, no, I guess I could block down the Amp Raptor with a bunch of Bowmasters. Yeah, I think I'll run it. I do not recommend flipping here. Okay. I deserve this after game 1. You know what? I deserve this. I just really can't say anything because of what I did game 1. I can't, like, oh my god, my opponent's so bad. What are they doing? Like, ugh, glass houses. Alright, that's not the scariest. Oh, they shouldn't pay. Oh, they're throwing. That's... I am, like, extremely convinced that you're supposed to just not kill it and attack me for 4. Like, extremely confident in that. I'm gonna bring Lurus to hand and get Calling Ritual. It's like the Bowmasters, why not? Don't know why they're so worried about it, but they can be if they like. The 2/2 is just bigger, and the Scion could sack for mana if I need it. Am I gonna get Blood Moon? Oh god, please no. Not like this, dude. Oh my god, it's happening. Are you serious? Surely not. Surely if you have any other spell you cast it. Like, have I not demonstrated that I can beat a Blood Moon? Okay, thank god. Ooh. The tilt you would have seen. Not a pretty sight. Alright, let's hope they don't hit something good off my deck, I suppose. Not attacking with Ampcaptor is interesting. Interesting for sure. What if they're supposed to exert the arena blows if they keep the Ragavan with counters on it? Yeah, you're free to cast my DRC. It's just more mana from this Culling Ritual and more cards in my graveyard. Don't mind that. I think I might be at enough mana where I can go Stitcher's Mill of Breach and then Luris. Do I have Breach in the graveyard already, though? No. Alright, returns to hand. Well, feeling pretty good, but... Feeling pretty good about this now. Okay. That should be game. This is going to be a few mana. They should sack the treasure here. They should really sack the treasure here. They could remove one of their own creatures, or mine. Cute, cute, cute. Okay, fair enough. Now I'm not sure if I can win anymore. This turn, that is. So would I make 4 mana? Oh, wait, no, I win easily, never mind. Yeah, because I'm DT for Breach. Unworld Breach, I have everything I need. I have a Ritual in the Graveyard. Alright, we are, cleared for takeoff. Yeah, this should be more than enough. They even cast spells this turn, so there's like infinite storm count. You go Ritual, Ritual, Intent, Tendrils. No need to get fancy. So keep the Culling Ritual, I don't know. The second one, sure. And then yeah, Diabolic Intent. Milling Tendrils means I cast from my favorites. That's not even something to worry about. 1, 2, 3. And I think this is enough storm. Yep. I even have enough cards to go again. Ritual, Ritual Tendrils if I needed to. I haven't ever like miscounted the tendrils damage and had to like go again, but I like to leave myself that buffer in case I ever do, because the day I do is going to be, it's not going to feel good. That being said, I have screwed up the combo plenty from autopilot at different positions like you just saw, so after probably like hundreds of matches with this deck in Timeless across various different builds, I am apparently not immune to just throwing. Ping needle or something like that? No. Yeah, I think I'll run it back. Even on the draw, I thought these seems so bad. They could just play the Deafening Sounds turn 1 anyway. I have a lot of answers to it, especially with tutors. And, yeah. Alright, this is the keep. This is a nice one. No Deafening Silence? Okay, no Deafening Silence. Alright, alright. Oh, Culling Ritual is huge. See, the one issue this hand is I could, like, whiff on a breach and then get run over. It does not seem like that's going to happen. I'll keep a DT, why not? At this point, like, I'm not even sure what I could lose to, but Demonic Druid seems a good way to avoid that, regardless. Take my beats here. Probably just playing Bowmasters on 2. Now I'm just looking for lands. I would honestly probably mill a breach for a land. Not crazy. I'll get... I can't get a Surveillant, I suppose. I need to get Overgrown Tomb because of colors. There's a, an interesting argument between the red-green Surveillant and green-black. The reason I'm running the red-green one is because I want to get, like, Swamp plus Surveillant, but, this is a good example of how that can go wrong. I'm just gonna mumble since I want to be able to take Breach. I want to be able to Culling Ritual next turn, because this is getting to be a lot of pressure, actually. I'm missing a Dark Ritual to combo, but I could go Demonic Tutor for Dark Ritual into Breach because of the Scion, so theoretically it's possible for me to win next turn with Breach. Just like fully storm off. Yep. Yeah, so they had the hate piece. Now, they could upkeep kill my Scion. That would be kind of next level. Nope. Alright. So this is pretty good. Unfortunately, I can't win here since I have no way to make red mana for Breach. I mean, now killing their own thing is like less good because what am I gonna do with 15 black mana? Makes 2 energy. How are they gonna flip the Ajani? I wonder if they know. So be casting a Malevolent Rumble, why not? And do I want another Breach? Do I just want a Bauble? I think I just want a Bauble. Ditcher Supplier. Mill some cards, and I will Diabolic Intent, or I don't know, I guess Abrupt Decay, because I have another hate piece. I want to spend my mana. And I'll bobble. Should have bobbled them first, probably. It doesn't really matter. At this point, I've like decimated their aggression to such a degree. I suppose Wondering could time walk me. Well, I guess I'm sacking the Scion. Oops it up. Alright. Yeah, that was... Whew. I guess I won 3 out of 3 games there, because I really should have... I just had lethal game 1 and just fully... I don't even want to talk about it. On to the next one. Alright, now that you got the companion, so I'm just going to start off by assuming that this is, in fact, Boros energy. Go ahead and keep this. Seems pretty good. This hand is... I probably want to go ahead and get an Overgrown Tomb. Be on this Stitcher Supplier. Because this hand could definitely be a turn 3 kill. I don't think I really have a reason to take it too slow. Not amazing mills, but that's fine. Yep, so it is in fact Boros energy. So now that I've drawn Shifting Woodlands, that will make me want to play differently. So basically what I can do here is I can Diabolic Intent for Underworld Breach. And what this does, next turn I'll be able to go Ritual Stitcher's Intent. I guess it says that's probably not going to be enough to full combo. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna main phase this Bowmire Stirs just so I can get in a little bit of chip damage. It could be relevant, it's possible. I don't know how likely it is necessarily, but it's definitely possible. I don't really see a reason to not main phase it. Yeah. Like, even if I had held up the Bowmasters, there's no way I can actually prevent that from happening. So yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and Diabolic Intent for Breach now. And there's a Tendrils in the Graveyard. I'm gonna go for it next turn. So I could play Commercial District. I think I will play Commercial District. I can fetch next turn anyway, so it's kind of the same. Do I have a reason to keep Breach? No, I don't think so. Even if they just like randomly play a Swamp and Thoughtseize me, I'll still have the Shifting Woodland to get Breach going in a couple turns anyway. Suppose next turn even, because of the Dark Ritual, yes, I could go Ritual from hand and then Shifting Woodland activate, have a black left over, and start comboing. So, really no reason to be doing that. As long as I don't literally die here, which seems unlikely, I should be just fine. I'm gonna have 12 cards in the graveyard, Stitchers down to 11, and then I can Ritual Intent, do it again. Tendrils is already in the graveyard, which makes things easier. And they'll be on 19, so Storm Count 10, yeah, this should be fairly manageable. I suppose they're gonna gain some life, they'll be at 22. Still should be just fine. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna get a Swamp. Is there a DRC in the graveyard? There is not. So I don't have a reason to not Ritual right away, since I'll have to have more black mana to cast the Stitches anyway. Getting a DRC down would be like nice. It would just make things work a little easier, but it's just not necessary. I think this is already more the deterministic lead on a ritual here. Don't need the Thoracle. If I screw things up and then they play like a ring next turn, maybe it could be relevant, but I should be, as long as I don't start exiling the wrong things, I should be fine. I suppose it plays around me accidentally exiling Tendrils or something. So actually I could just get reanimate. Well, I suppose reanimate doesn't work. I could get DRC. How would that work? Or I could ritual. If I ritual, I go to 5, so I can go 7, 9 mana, and then tendrils twice. Yeah, that seems good enough. If I get DRC, I don't even want to do the math, but I think there might be like a risk of me flying too close to the sun. So yeah, 5, and then I can ritual twice more. 7. Oh, hold on, this doesn't work. Pause. I was gonna have 7, 9, and then tendrils twice, but I don't have enough cards for that, so I can just play a Stitchers. This would still work out. Do I have enough Storm to bolt them? Put them to 19 Storm count. Okay, no. Yeah, 1 short. But that's alright. This should still be good enough. Let me not do that. Yeah, this will still be fine. I can just do the Stitchers loop once more. It's a little like faster to just go ritual, tendrils, tendrils. But yeah, this is still plenty fine. Now that's storm count 10. I can even bolt phase first just to make sure I didn't mess up the math. And that'll be a lethal tendrils. Nice. Alright. And opponent scoops it up. Okay, game 2. Yeah, this matchup is pretty good. Just bring in Calling Ritual, Abrupt Decay, and Besage You over Shifting Woodland. Board out these and run it like that. A little unfortunate that I wasn't able to play Show and Tell in this video. So he'll kind of have to take my word for it, but yeah, no, it's not like too prevalent on ladder right now, weirdly enough. I guess people don't really enjoy playing and there's not that many stakes. As many stakes. It was very popular in the qualifier. But yeah, let's see what our opening hand looks like here. Yeah, this is gonna be a mulligan. Can't keep 0 landers. That's a good way to lose this matchup. Is just keeping 0 landers. Oh, I'll keep this though. It's got 2 fetches and a bauble, so we can start getting cards together for Breach. We got an Abrupt Decay, and then Diabolic Intent will be good eventually. It's a bit slow for sure. Not having turn 1 removal is a little annoying, but bauble on top. Yeah, I don't really see a reason to keep the bauble on top. I suppose I could, since if I'm gonna Malevolent Rumble on 2 anyway, plays into Deafening Silence. How much do I care about that? We'll have an Abrupt Decay. And it gives me more information. I get to wait on the Surveil, so I think that's actually acceptable. If it's like, I've already got the Surveil trigger and then there's a Mishra's Bauble on top, it's kind of the same to mill it as to not mill it, because if I were to just play it and sack it, it'd be going to the graveyard anyway. Whoa, that's not really a playable card in this current format, but that's alright. I'll take my beats. So, yeah, anyway, my point is, like, when I'm going to Surveil now or later, it is actually kind of like, if I could just draw it and put it in the graveyard, it is effectively +1 card as long as I kind of delay the card I draw. Fatal Push. I mean, Fatal Push has to just be too good to throw away, I suppose. Just buys me too much time. So I can bobble myself is the question. I just don't really see a reason to bobble my opponent. Help me decide with Malevolent Rumble, I suppose. Another Stamp Amulet, sure. And yeah, let's rumble. I mean, I guess I'll take another bobble. Don't really need any of these other cards, and Bauble does help me dig. I will sack it right away. I do have a fetch land in hand, but I think just having the cards right away is probably better. Especially since if I'm like missing one piece, then I know to Diabolic Intent for whatever I'm missing. Swords, sure. I don't think it's that likely that the Scion gets swords, but you never know. In either case, I would just be holding up removal and continue bobbling, so that wouldn't bother me too much. Arena of Glory, sure. I mean, they are on Plage, so that makes sense. That's the reason to be playing Gigant over Luris. And speak of the devil, is this going face? Nope. I guess they aren't killing the Scion. Fair enough. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. I'll take my beats, and I mean, I guess I'll just bobble myself. No, don't need another one of those. I'm just gonna go ahead and grab a swamp. I'm probably just gonna fatal push the Guide of Souls at some point. I'd like to have Bowmasters and or Decay up. Just getting Bowmasters down so I can then Intent for Breach seems pretty good. And opponent's still a ways away from this Blage, which I don't mind. I can do this now. They go up to 3 energy, but you know, every extra energy is relevant. Even if they're not on ring, it's still more fodder for Unstable Amulet. So many unstable amulets. Okay. I'm going to hold off on the Bowmasters for now, because they're probably going to activate the main phase to try to hit their land drop. No, they're just going to cast the other one from exile, I would assume. In that case. And you might as well tap this one first. It doesn't really matter, though. Could have hit a land off it or whatever. Sure, I'll go to 13. I'm not super worried about that. It's going to be a couple turns before they can burn me out, so it's not going to be quite fast enough to race this breach. Oh, maybe that was a mistake, actually. Hold on. Well, I guess... Yeah, sure. I'm a little worried about Blage from the graveyard, huh? So it would be specifically fetch land, Blade, and I go to 10, and then they can attack, kill one of my things. What's that? So I would be dead to a fetch land. Do I want to be dead to a fetch land? Is there a reason for me to be dead to a fetch land? So I suppose... Oh, no, I don't need to be dead to a fetch land. What am I talking about? I can just... I'd rather have the creature in my graveyard for up in Cap for Breach. I'm just going to Diabolic Intent for Breach. And I'm going to hold Abrupt Decay up. So I can just kill the Flage if needed. Now, I don't have a Dark Ritual yet, which is kind of problematic. I'm not going to lie to you. But once I kill the Flage, I might have another turn. Interesting. Okay. Oh, I have Bombardment. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I think I am going to have to, like, combo next turn necessarily. This is just too much damage. So, Johnny comes down. I could have Abrupt Decayed the Bombardment. I think I'd rather just Abrupt Decay the Ajani. They get to do that, but they would have been able to just Swords that anyway. I guess they can now Swords of Stickers at some point. Yeah, I'm gonna kill the Ajani. So, what I can do, I can go Breach into Malevolent Rumble. And if I, at some point, hit a Ritual, I think I'm pretty likely to win. Is that true? I do have a lot of cards in the graveyard. Oh. Okay, that actually gives me another turn, I think, because they play Blage with haste, ping it a 4. Oh, and then ping me to 1, and then I fatal. Oh, yeah, no, actually, never mind. So, yeah, I'm gonna play the Breach. And I hope that I can hit off the Malevolent Rumble, I suppose. Yeah, I need to keep a black. And then I'll just exile. It doesn't really matter, so yeah, I think Dark Ritual... Nope, that's not a Dark Ritual. Okay, so now... Is there a way to survive? They've only got 5 cards in the graveyard. Relevant. I need to not give them a target for swords. So then I could draw like a 2-drop, for example, which would, yeah, so I don't want to let them cast the swords to plowshares, otherwise I will lose. I need to take the breach because I need to go off next turn. But yeah, I'm gonna sack this right now so I don't have a priority, and then I'll just start bobbling. I need to save a bubble till their turn so my fatal push is online. So okay, galvanic discharge. Yeah, so as long as I don't put in a creature, I should be good. Do I even need to keep bobbling? Okay. Suppose it feels like it's just Malevolent Rumble again. Because I know the top card is Galvanic Discharge. Target creature. So there's not going to be anything in play, and they can't blade. Yeah, I should be good. So I could just rumble again. Exile 3 cards. Doesn't really even matter at this point. I guess I'll grab the sutures. Need to remember to not give them priority and sack this right away. And then I don't even need to continue bobbling. Random card at the top is not worth 3 in the yard when I've got a breach. That should be it. I don't think they can kill me. If I'm not wrong about that. But these do need targets. Yep. Got the hand and passes. Okay, so that was funny. Alright, GG's. Alright, thanks for watching. If you want to learn more about this deck, check my Patreon link in the description. Got a free sample that goes over a different iteration of Breach with a lot of the combo lines written out, and if you want to dive deeper into this build, then I've got a sideboard guide specifically for this list made there, which I made for the qualifier weekend, and I've also got a ton of other content, and it's also a good way to support me, and I'll have Duskmourne stuff coming soon. I'm really excited to try out the Echo Storm deck with Sacrifice, so definitely check that out. Also join my Discord link in the description, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!